Hi Gemini, welcome to your reading. Do check your top placement Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs of the readings. Do check your elemental reading as well and all the other readings that are applicable to you. There's also a recent reading in terms of navigating 2023, the rest of 2023, the key themes, key words, key sort of direction and guidance, so that might be helpful. This is a general reading, so it might not resonate all the way through. That's why I also say check your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign to get a complete and accurate picture. If you want a personal reading or any of my services, my email is in the description box below. There's also my website, and the community page also lists the services. So as I was shuffling, I got the Five of Cups jump out, all right? So I feel there's a theme of change, all right? We're going to keep it, but keep it in mind. So I just want to dive into recent past for you. Now, the recent past could be what you resonate with now. It could be a couple of days ago. Whenever you see this is also a timeless reading. So don't think that it should be something that you have just surpassed. Could be something that's coming up for you. You're starting to feel the energy. We've got the Nine of Pentacles in the recent past, the Eight of Pentacles, and the High Priestess. This is really interesting. So you have had certain times where you have actually focused on yourself. And I think this has been a message from your intuition, okay, to really focus on yourself and give some self-love back to yourself. And I think you've been doing that in the recent past. You've also been putting the work in to focus on yourself and what your main priorities are. And within this energy, you've been attaining this self-love glow up that you have, and the focus very much on yourself as opposed to focusing on others around you, which is excellent. You've had signs and symbols and dreams also, but I think there's something also that might be hidden from you, which we'll dive into deeper. Here you've also been working on what you mainly, your main focus, your main goals, and you're starting to attain that. So that's beautiful. I think with this shift of perspective, you will have, and we're going to clarify the High Priestess as we go into current energy. I think you're going to have, you're going to see things flourishing more, and I think this is what this is saying. It could be related to this, so I'm going to check that out, where you've redirected your focus on yourself. So can we clarify the High Priestess? I'm getting that it doesn't need to be clarified, that I've clarified enough, but let's see. And if nothing pops out, I'm not going to force that. We're going to go into current energy and then I'll tie it up, okay? Yeah, current energy, please. Spirit guides, current energy for Gemini or Gemini placements. Ace of Wands, Three of Wands. So this tells me that you have needed to trust your intuition, trust your gut, and there's a breakthrough coming through for you, okay? There's a breakthrough around your creativity, your career, something that you've been really focusing on. And I think it's also to do with you and change of how you've directed your thoughts, okay? Maybe the change of the way you're looking at things, you're focusing on yourself now, which shifts the perspective and things start to flourish for you. This is also someone that could be looking at moving to a different environment, looking at a different country, some collaboration, who he can network with or she can network with to reach out to actually move into the direction that they need to move into. I also feel with the Three of Wands, sometimes it could symbolize that you've been waiting for things to come into place, and this is a sign of progress, okay? There's a sign of progress here, and things are starting to be implemented, and that's where I say I think sometimes we tend to think when are our ships coming in with this Three of Wands, but this is definitely encouraging you. If you've got new ideas and projects in the direction, go into this direction, okay? And this is the High Priestess, where this is part of it, trusting your gut, trusting your intuition. I still feel there's something not seen there, and I think that might be where you've had to change your perspective. I think there's some power moves here, Gemini, and you're about to unleash a very strong potential in yourself. Some of you are waking up to your power, and it might be a problem, okay? It might be like, I'm now untouchable and people are not going to resonate with that part of you, but you're going to win. So don't fool yourself. Look at that, Queen of Swords. Don't fool yourself and what you thought it wasn't in terms of these people. And I think things are going to be happening for you right where you are supposed to be. You're right where you're supposed to be. I'm getting you right where you're supposed to be, even though you might not be clear on this. The Queen of Swords is an air energy, so that really tells me that it could be you in this energy where you're also doing the planning and logic thinking and analyzing on whatever this is, where you're moving in a new creative direction, a breakthrough, and planning. Some of you want to, with the High Priestess, some of you might be feeling or just felt, or some days after seeing it, that you just want to shut and sleep in. You could be feeling a bit under the weather with the High Priestess. But Spirit is giving you signs to let this mood get in. Don't let it get in the way of your priorities, okay? And what you've started investing, your change of direction of focusing on yourself. Remember I said about the 5 of Cups we have. I think also there's going to be a great counsel with this Queen of Swords, all right? Of showing you how is a good time to spend your time management, okay? We've got the 7 of Swords, which tells me that you faced a bit of lies, deceit, betrayal, okay? I'm going to clarify that, to be honest with you. I feel with the Queen of Swords and the 7 of Swords, it's not connected to your project or your plans, but I think a conversation needs to be held with someone. Let's get more cards on the 7 of Swords, please. Spirit guide, 7 of Swords. King of Swords. Queen of Wands. So what it's really telling me is that you need to have this conversation, all right, with someone. It could be for some of you, it's going to be a family member, and some of you, it's going to be actually someone where you've just connected or you feel a lot of passion for. And I'm not sure if they are coming across as a masked, version of themselves. There's something that you need to obtain clarity on. Can I have further messages for Gemini, please? Either way, be open to listening to their side of the story. With the 8 of Swords, that's where I felt the change is needed, where you have needed to change your perspective and focus on yourself. I also feel this relates to where I said some of you might feel like you want to just close the blinds and sleep in, you kind of like feeling a bit down in the dumps. And with that, if you are, I would say seek your Queen or King of Swords, someone who's a great counsel, someone who's impartial in their judgments and yet intellectual, and can actually be emotionally understanding and guide you with fair reason. I think that's a message coming in for you. I do feel like, it might mean that you sometimes feel a bit under the weather, but it's telling me that you then become very focused and confident, and you're going to be inspiring yourself, but inspiring others to do better once you sort of get clarity on this. Now, I am feeling that where you need to have that confident conversation, you're going to also get the confidence to have that conversation. I would say listen like the Queen and King of Swords to the other person's side. If it's a family member, someone new that you know, even if you know they've betrayed you or lied to you, or you're not clear on it, maybe that's what you're not seeing with the High Priestess. Be open to listen to their story. Maybe it's something that's fixable and mendable, okay? So that's a specific message for some of you. I do think that, you know, there's a strong message here about change, and I can see how you are actually changing, where sometimes you are also feeling that you are struggling because you've made the implementation to change and focus on yourself. But there are days, obviously, where you feel a bit down in the dumps, and the Five of Cups as I split the deck. So there is the change that is strong. Like you can't, you finally know you can't keep doing the same thing and expecting the same results. And I see you finally leaving something behind which was gonna bring you peace, and it's to do with something around this, all right? And don't forget your power and your self-worth. Look at that, as I was called to split the deck, Judgment card. So don't forget your power. Have better judgment in this conversation, but along when you see this reading, in your power and your worth. Don't let that slip from you. Things for some of you were difficult, but you expect for them to get better, and you can see how this glow of movement is getting better for whichever area in your life, or a few areas actually, with what we've been saying. You'll finally get what you've been also manifesting. So hopefully you're ready. I think you're ready. I've seen that you know, in the cards there's change here. So the last few cards is going into the near future. Let's get some more cards on that. It's like you're in possibly final moments before you move, you know, you leave a cocoon as a beautiful, you know, butterfly or moth for, you know, this energy in the Ace of Wands, all right? King of Pentacles, which tells me in the near future there is that breakthrough, there is that stability. You're undergoing change with this card, and you've been doing so for quite some time. And I think that's where we see you focusing on the Nine of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles, on yourself, stepping away from who people think you are or want you to be, and starting to honoring what truly looks good on you and what you're happy with. It's funny because this is similar, not funny, ha ha ha, but it's kind of very similar to the energy healing themes of last week, and what I'm also just going to start reading. We'll see if it comes up in terms of, you know, having trying to be your authentic self, but then maybe being held back. So I would check those themes out, and check the new one that will be going up as well, or has just gone up. You might have, with this Judgment card, everything sort of figured out, and the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords, you might have everything figured out when you emerge, right? But for those of you that don't, and a lot of us won't, it's okay not to. And I think you really need to know that, and let your intuition take over where you feel unsure. Understand the importance of this effect. If you see the effect of focusing on yourself, and where it's focused on yourself, you're reaching the higher level cards like the Queen of Wands, the Pentacles, the Three of Wands, and where you are tapping into other energies. We've got like the Eight of Swords that came up for you. So yes, things are changing, but the indicator that things have changed may be really small and seemingly insignificant, you know, but they are, you know, it's here. And don't wait for a tower moment where you need to have a conversation. Learn how to enjoy life, all right, for what it is now, and look for the change that can prevent you from experiencing anything that, you know, comes with harsh universe telling you, you know, you need to cut away from this person, or whatever it is. For some of you, I'm getting certain things are definitely ending here. We haven't had the Tower card, but I feel it, and I think you're going to be able to step in and do this before that. But there is major transformation here. You're shedding skin and you're allowing cycles that have been ongoing to end. Look at that, interesting, I say 9 of Wands, 9 of Swords. So we've got the 8 of Swords and the 9 of Swords. Interestingly, we've also got the 8 of Pentacles and the 9 of Pentacles, which tells me they're the two completely different transformations that you are having here. This is you focusing on you, and this is you shedding the old you with a better judgment of that. It is definitely very similar to the air energy healing theme, so I would check that out because there's guidance there on that for you. Some of you could, with these cards, be depending on, you know, a person, an addiction, negative habits, something that's been holding you longer than it needs to and it's not benefiting you. This is what maybe you might be letting go of, and it's going to bring you peace. I mean, we can see the difference in the cards, and it's definitely bringing you peace, new opportunities and success, but a further understanding of yourself and your journey without superficial wishes is very important for you, Gemini. I'm going to pull you a couple of cards from here and see what we get to close off the reading for Gemini. But overall, I mean, it's showing you you're headed in the right direction and beautiful things are coming through for you. It's very so yeah, you know where I said if you're feeling a bit lost, tap into your intuition. And here we have the 6th chakra, which is actually your 3rd eye, tying in very heavily with the High Priestess. Okay, so where there's unseen things, you know, the High Priestess is here saying that your intuition is speaking to you, and so is this card. Your intuition is speaking to you, and that's what you need to seek when you're feeling out of balance. All right, come back to yourself. I said about walking away what no longer serves you. And so that is coming. Some of you might have faced heartbreak or grief or upset, and I have seen in your readings, particularly around January, February, I believe, some of you were going through some tough cycle around relationships, and this is saying about it. But interestingly, both these cards are number 9, which is a closure and a completion of a cycle. Okay, so that is beautiful. And look at here, it's telling you to take action in the right direction, you know, on those things where there's the 3 of Wands, the Ace of Wands that you've been wanting to take action on. And you're going to have the breakthrough, the victory, 10 as well, a completion. So that's beautiful, beautiful cards, beautiful to close it and wrap it up. I hope you enjoyed your reading, and please do like, subscribe, support the channel, give back to the energy that I put into your readings through channeling as well, and hopefully guidance. Check your other readings to help guide you and navigate you. I'd love to hear from you in the comment section, and I'll see you in your next reading. Bye for now.